What is up, Hive Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about 3 top tips for maintaining your muscle when intermittent fasting. Stay tuned. I don't know why I rolled my hands. I wasn't really going to do anything with them, so yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so if you didn't know, I've been doing intermittent fasting for almost 5 years. And one thing that I did notice is that my first shot at intermittent fasting where I went full force was that transformation video, which I think was 2013. And what I did was I went 8 months straight, just went all the way down to about 5%, 4 to 5% body fat. Crazy number, from like 28% body fat down to 5%, just using the warrior diet. What ended up happening was that I lost a lot of weight. But the beauty of everything was that I used the fat calipers to make sure that I measured how much muscle mass or how much overall mass, lean mass I had in my body. See, you can tell how much muscle you're losing based on your weight and the body fat percentage that you're carrying on your body. There has to be a correlation there. If the correlation is off, the only thing that could change is your lean mass. And your lean mass consists of your bones, your muscles, your organs, things like that. And those things are pretty impossible to change the weight of. Maybe over time, over years, maybe your bones start to accumulate weight, but definitely not within the span of 8 months and you being a grown adult. So this means one thing, that if there's a change in the lean mass, most likely that means that there's a change in your muscle mass. Now, I did not build muscle during that time where I was losing weight because I was at a caloric deficit, and that meant that I was losing weight. So no matter how you slice it or cut it up, unless you're new to lifting weights and weight resistance, you're not gonna just gain muscle while being at a caloric deficit. Your body won't be able to pull that off, unfortunately. But if you're new to working out, this may actually help you lose weight and build muscle at the same time. It is a possibility because the growth is very fast when you're brand new to weight resistance. Okay, enough about the explanation of how I was able to measure and see how much my muscle tissue was retaining itself and not going away while I was losing body fat. So we've established this. I maintain muscle mass. A lot of muscle mass. I maintained 97% of my muscle mass within the course of that 8-month span where I lost a boatload of body fat percentiles from my body fat percentage. So it was from 26%, I brought it all the way down to about 5 to about 4%, probably about 5. But granted, I was using fat calipers, so take that with a grain of salt in terms of where in the spectrum it was of 5, 6, or 4. Body fat calipers were used. They're not the most accurate thing in the world, but they're better than just the scale scanning you. They're a little bit more accurate than that. So here are my 3 tips for how you can maintain most of your muscle mass while losing your body fat while using intermittent fasting. Here we go. First thing you have to do is you need to make sure that you are taking in adequate amounts of protein. Make sure that your protein intake is definitely the highest macro on your plate. One thing that I did is I did not overdo my protein intake. I didn't use protein powders. I didn't use any supplements or anything like that, but I did definitely make sure that most of my calories were coming from the protein side of things. Proteins turn into amino acids. Amino acids provide protein provides the amino acids. The amino acids turn into the building blocks for the muscle tissue that you are building. When you go to the gym and you work out, you are breaking tissue, and that tissue has to be rebuilt, and it gets rebuilt with slightly more fibers to tackle the weight that you had to deal with when you were at the gym. That's how you build muscle, little by little, and depending on your genetics, that muscle building fiber portion can happen faster or slower. So just make sure you're getting an adequate amount of protein when you're eating and while you're doing your whole intermittent fasting thing, and just keep on shooting for the caloric deficit so that you can lose weight while maintaining that muscle mass. Number 2, make sure you are 100% doing weight resistant training. You want to send all the signals that you can to your body to tell your body that you need these bad boys. You need your muscles. Your muscles are necessary. So how do you send the signals to your body? How do you talk to your body and tell your body, hey, listen, guy, I want my arms, I want my back, I want my legs, I want my chest, I want my abs, I want everything that I built to stay there. Can you help me out with that? I also want to take off all this body fat, but I need you to help me out with leaving all that muscle tissue on my body. Well, it would be awesome if you could just say that to your body and it listens, but actions speak 100 times louder than words when it comes to your body. If you ensure that every week, minimum, I would say about 4 times a week, which is what I did. If you work out every single week and you tackle your muscles, tissues, and you at least maintain the same amount of weights that you have been working out with before you started intermittent fasting to lose weight, then you are sending the correct signals to your body to tell your body, hey, we need to make sure that we maintain this muscle tissue, these muscle fibers that he has now, but because he's doing intermittent fasting, we're gonna go ahead and tackle all of this body fat that he has on his body. And number three is, and this one's gonna shock some of you, cardio. Yes, there you go. I know you wasn't expecting that one. I think you weren't expecting that one. Anyways, cardio, you need to do cardio. This is the thing when it comes to intermittent fasting. Your body has set up a platform to protect muscle tissues because of the human growth hormone increase and the fight or flight design when it comes to intermittent fasting. So it protects muscle tissue, and because intermittent fasting also lowers your insulin, it releases body fat storage. Dang, you would think that we were just meant to do intermittent fasting always. But I digress. When you do cardio and you're fasting, especially if you're in a fasted state, your body will protect the muscles that you have and increase the body fat loss by pulling body fat for the energy to push you through your cardio workout. If you maintain a caloric deficit and you do some cardio, you're gonna do some damage to that body fat percentage. And that's what you wanna do. You wanna do damage to that body fat percentage while maintaining your muscle mass. I mean, you work so hard for your muscles, why would you wanna lose them just because you wanna lose some body fat? So believe it or not, eating 6 meals a day may be more detrimental to maintaining the muscle that you built over time. The reason being is that your insulin is so high up from constantly eating, your body's not gonna move your body fat storage unless you go to sleep and just stop eating for a few seconds. On top of that, the fight or flight is not shot up. Your HGH is not net positive 2,500%. None of those things are happening. So you're putting your muscles at a more vulnerable state. So what does Edward V recommend for you to maintain your muscle and also lose that pesky body fat that everybody's trying to lose? 1, make sure that you are eating most of your calories from protein. 2, make sure you are doing weight training, weight resistance while at a caloric deficit, and make sure that the weight resistance is minimum the amount of weights that you were doing before you started trying to burn the body fat. And 3, throw in fasted cardio because your muscles are protected in that state and your body fat is vulnerable in a fasted state. There you have it, guys. Those are my 3 tips for how you can maintain your muscle and also burn that body fat that nobody wants on their body. However, don't overdo it because you do need at least 4%, 5%, probably a little bit higher to just be a little bit safer, because if you get to 0% body fat, you are putting your organs at risk, and that is not anything that anyone wants to do at all. All right, that was fun, guys. Thank you to all the Patreon members because you guys are helping me do this full time, which is my ultimate goal, so that you guys can receive non-stop intermittent fasting content. And I'm gonna put your names right up here. And thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow for the vlog. Peace.